Broken pallets. This is a story about something we see every day. Human beings come in all different shapes and sizes. We experience love, sadness, and sometimes both at the same time. There is one thing that unites many of us: the search for answers to the big questions. What does it mean to be alive? And what can we do to make our lives better? If you're looking for one answer that is the same for everyone, I'll disappoint you there. This isn't the only answer to those big questions. It does feel like an important step in the right direction, though. I give you the story of broken pallets. Pallets are wooden things built to move things around and are made using leftover wood, which isn't good enough for furniture or store-bought lumber. The wood used comes from many different kinds of trees. It's unfinished and usually full of flaws. Those pieces of unfinished wood are us and the people we see every day. No one is born ready for whatever it is they are meant to do. We are just born the way we are, which isn't a bad thing, because when you take those unfinished pieces and put them together, they work together to accomplish more than any one of those pieces could on their own. That's how it is out there too, right? No one really knows what's going on, and we all do our best. Sometimes that means working with people we don't fully understand to get the job done. Just like in life, sometimes boards break, and the pallet can't do its job anymore. There are always other pallets, the same as there are always other people. But what about the broken boards that are left behind, and the other boards which can't do what they were meant to do anymore? Those are boards I care about today, not the fancy brand new ones, not the ones which are strong from the start. I want to talk about the ones that look too broken to be used or be useful anymore. It's the same wood as the other boards, rough, unfinished, full of flaws, just like me, just like most of us. Many builders won't even look at this type of wood. It's too much trouble, too many steps to make it any good. If only it were that easy to do with ourselves, right? That's not an option when it comes to people, but it doesn't mean the end of hope. Just a bit of planning. First, take an honest look at what is there and identify the flaws. The wood has cracks and splits. Most of it is still good, with only a little bit, which could make everything fall apart around it. The surface of the material is rough and full of splinters. Those rough patches collect dirt and moisture, causing rot and decay. Sanding down those rough spots to a smooth feel makes it stronger and able to do amazing things. After that, what is left is good wood. It's strong and capable as anything you'd find in a lumber yard, just not much to work with. And that's the secret, isn't it? No matter how great that one board is, it can't do everything on its own. Strength and beauty doesn't end with making a single board as good as it can be. That is where it begins. Coming together in numbers, even as small as 3 or 4, we become capable of so much more than we ever were on our own. The glue that keeps these boards connected is applied as easily as saying hello, and over time becomes tightly bound together. That small group can do more than any one of them could accomplish alone. With the roughness smoothed out, with a little bit of care, it can take in the light that touches it and transform it into something else when it's reflected to others. What do you want to see in you? Strength, nobility of character? I bet the bond you make coming together gives you some of that, right? The boards come together and give each other strength, and it doesn't need to stop there. To give that board strength and protection, it needs help. Luckily, there is always broken and forgotten pieces lying around, hoping and waiting someone will bond them together so that they can become strong and beautiful too. When a small thing of beauty exists, it's easier to share it with others in a way that they understand. New bonds are formed, and again, What was there becomes more than what it was. Now, take all of that and put it together. Then mix in a few hot balls who are so far outside of the box that you will be surprised with what they do to make that strength and beauty stronger than it ever was before. All of this is possible for all of us. It doesn't take the smartest or the strongest or the most talented person in the world. Just a little bit of honesty about what makes us strong. A bit more honesty about what keeps us from using our full strength. It's not impossible to build something beautiful with one piece of material. Sometimes we even think we see that, but behind the finished and polished surface of every successful and inspirational person you've ever met is a whole team of people in their lives who have helped that person build themselves into what they are today. Don't take my word for it. Find the person who is that to you and ask them if they did it alone. It probably won't take very long for them to tell you that they had all kinds of help from friendships and connections that they made with others throughout their life. And by asking them, you become one of the connections to them. So my advice is, if you feel like you are broken and can't accomplish very much on your own, you feel like every other human does at some point in their lives, you already have the strength you need and the desire to be more than you are. If you feel like you are broken and can't accomplish very much on your own, you feel like every other human does at some point in their life, you already have the strength you need and the desire to be more than you are. Those are the hard parts. All that is left is to make a few connections and see how quickly those new friendships make you feel the strength and beauty that you have been looking for. And you know what? I think you can do it. So, my advice is, say hello and build something beautiful.